Have you ever wondered what it actually feels like to awaken? We're not talking about some single dramatic lightning bolt from the sky, but a really profound internal shift in how you see everything. Today, we're going to dive into the tangible, real-world signs that your consciousness is starting to expand.
Okay, let's just jump right in, because honestly, for almost everyone, the whole journey starts right here. It begins the moment you start to notice that constant inner monologue. You know the one, that narrator who's been running the show in your head for as long as you can remember.
You see, for most of our lives, we're completely fused with this voice. We don't just have thoughts, we literally believe we are our thoughts. But the very first sign of awakening is when a little crack appears in that belief. You start to suspect, wait a minute, is that voice really me? You begin to question that core assumption.
I mean, think about it. This non-stop thinking creates this whole story of me, an identity cobbled together from old memories, worries about the future, and just a constant stream of judgments. It basically keeps us watching a movie about our lives instead of actually living the reality of this very moment.
Now, what's so cool about this is the magic that happens in that simple act of noticing. The very second you become aware of the voice as just a voice, something incredible shifts. A little bit of space opens up between you, the one who's listening, and the thought that's being heard. And that little gap, that space we just mentioned, well, that's our next stop, because that leads directly to one of the most profound discoveries on this whole path, finding the silent awareness that actually exists between our thoughts. Some people call this inner space. The empty cup analogy is just perfect here. If your mind is a cup that's constantly overflowing with thoughts, there's literally no room for anything new, right? Inner space isn't about trying to force your thoughts to go away. It's about noticing the cup itself, that silent, aware presence that holds everything. And this, right here, just nails the core difference. Thinking is an amazing tool. It plans, it remembers, it analyzes. But awareness, or presence, that's something else entirely. It's not a tool you use. It's the very essence of who you are. It's the direct, unfiltered experience of life, right here, right now.
So, as you spend more time just resting in this awareness, something truly liberating starts to happen. You begin to untangle yourself from all those mental and emotional patterns you used to think defined you. This is what you could call the great disidentification.
So here's the crucial part. Imagine a big wave of anger comes up. Before, you were the anger. It totally consumed you. But now, you realize you're the vast ocean that the wave is just moving through. You're the space in which the anger is allowed to exist. And because of that, it just doesn't control you anymore. That tiny shift changes everything.
And this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. It shows up in really practical ways. You start to feel lighter. You might find you're not so rigid in your opinions. You can watch your own habits with a kind of gentle curiosity. And you're just not thrown around so much by the ups and downs of life.
Okay, let's move on to what might be the most transformative sign of them all, because this growing awareness doesn't just change your inner world, it radically rebuilds how you see the outer world too.
I mean, we spend almost our entire lives looking at the world through this filter of mental labels. We don't really see a tree, we see the thought tree, and then we move on. We think we've seen it a million times, but have we ever truly seen it, even once?
Awakening is that precious, tiny split second when the mental label just falls away. Before your mind has a chance to name it and file it away, you just see. You perceive the object in its raw, vibrant, alive existence, almost like you're seeing it for the very first time.
And suddenly, the ordinary world just becomes drenched in wonder. That walk you've taken 1,000 times, it's suddenly brand new. The intricate dance of steam rising from your coffee, the sound of rain against the window, everything becomes alive and fascinating and just enough.
Now, it is so important to remember this. This is not some final destination you arrive at. It's not about achieving a perfect state of enlightenment. It is a continuous unfolding process of just becoming a little more present day by day.
These moments of pure presence, they might only last for a few seconds. They can be sparked by anything, the beauty of a sunset, looking into a child's eyes, or just paying attention to the feeling of your own breath. The key isn't how long they last, but that they just start to happen more and more often.
So the ultimate takeaway here is this. It's not about chasing some grand, mystical experience out there somewhere. The entire transformation is hidden in the simple, gentle practice of returning your attention to this present moment, over and over and over again. That's it.
That's the whole path.
And that brings us to one last question to leave you with. If you are not your story, not your emotions, and not even that constant stream of thoughts, who are you? Who is the one that remains in that silent, aware space right now?